What we did these kind of moves, right? But did you just see the second thing that I just did? Hey folks, welcome back to Cats and Kilos. And we're here with my sensei Max tonight. And we were gonna do a different video, but he informed me that, you know what, there's some stuff I didn't cover with the shuffle dancing that would be really useful. And he thought I should do that first. So if Max says that's the way it's gonna be, that's the way it's gonna be. So we're gonna do that now. And as Max does his own thing, we will cover a nice transitional move that will make your shuffle dancing look so smooth. And here we go. Okay, so starting from our usual starting position, which we covered in previous videos, especially that Modified Charleston video, we got our heels together, our feet pointing out from midline, 30 to 45 degrees, something along those lines, meaning that the angle here will be anywhere from 60 to 90 degrees, say, right? Probably closer to 60. So the full move would be just pivoting on the balls of our feet and then putting our heels down and then pivoting on our heels and lifting our feet up, putting our toes back down and bringing our heels together. Boom, boom. Heels out, our feet are flat on the ground, toes up, feet back to that previous position and heels together. Boom, boom. Pretty simple. Big deal, right? Hang in there. Balls our feet on our heels, toes up and back down. So what's so good about this? The thing that's so good about this is we can use it as a move, and I'll show you in a second if we're going to transition from one move to another, but we can also use it if we end up with our feet apart and we use the second part of that move to get back to our neutral position. How are we using the second part of that move? When we get to the feet up position, it's not that much different than our feet down, right? Our feet up, our feet down. It's almost the same position. So when we practice it, our feet up, we can easily modify it to, if our feet were down, we're just gonna get back to the midline position. So if we practice it like this, getting back to midline, it's not a stretch to think that we could do the same thing to get back to midline here, right? But it's better to practice it this way because the timing will be better. Instead of going like this, it's gonna slow us down. Why? Because if we end up here, we have to be able to smoothly transition to part two of the move. Part one of the move, part two of the move. Part one of the move, part two of the move. Part one of the move, part two of the move. Boom, part two of the move. Pretty close to part two of the move. You might say this would have been part two with our toes up, but it's almost the same thing. So if we end up with our toes down, we can still incorporate part two of the move. Two parts, the whole move and part two of the move, relatively speaking, right? Believe me, when you practice it, this will not be a problem to do part two of the move. And we can make it into a move. Now, we don't want to probably keep doing this because it's not going to look good after a while. It's going to look kind of stupid, like so what, right? But we can make it into an amazing transitional move. So if we're doing this kind of stuff, boom, and then we throw it in there, and then we switch to something else, and then maybe we find ourselves out of position, it's a great way to get back to our starting position with our heels together, and then we can do other things. We can go forward, we can go to the side, we can even like switch it into like the running man. First 3 videos in the series, you'll know what I'm saying. There's a similar move. Once you get good at this, happy feet, which you may have heard of, right? Which you can pull off from here too. So once you get to this position with your heels out and your toes kind of pointed in, you could do this thing in which you are bringing your toes out and up on each side individually, but that's not what we're talking about. We may cover it in the next video, or you may just even figure out what I'm talking about right here, but the thing with that is it's going to be confusing almost when we're just starting to incorporate it in the other moves that we've covered so far. And we're talking about transitions, right? So we want to be able to easily transition between all of our moves. The running man, side Modified Charleston, front Modified Charleston, T-step. Okay, what did we just do? We just ended up doing that we just had, our little transitional move. Now, how would that look if we did it to music? Next song. Everybody's good? Do it again. It didn't look too bad, right? So we use a super simple move, right? Our heels are together. You bring them out, toes up, toes back down, heels together. And we can use it, as we said, to get back to a neutral position and as a transitional move, like that. How simple is that and how good is that, right? So I hope that helps. We'll do more of these down the line, and we'll do a bunch of other videos as usual. I hope you enjoyed this one. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. We will see you then.